Teruvan Saranai. Good evening, everyone. Dear friends of the Dhamma, as usual, today you all been participating to perform a special offering to the Buddha Puja, to mark the Vassana season weekly special Buddha Puja. So today is the August 8th, 2020. I would like to invite you all, please say sadhu 3 times and say namo tassa to observe the precept. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Please repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Adinādānā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccāchārā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Teruvan Saranai, dear friends of the Dhamma, now you are here to perform a special offering to the Buddha, that you prepared flowers, soft drinks, lights, incense, and all the puja items by remembering greatness and wisdom and compassion of the Buddha and the qualities of the Buddha. So right now, you all are, we all together going to be chant and offer all the items to the Buddha. So you know that during the Vas season at Boston Buddhist Vihara or New England Buddhist Vihara, at our temple. Weekly, we do offering to the special offering to the Buddha and followed by the Dhamma sermon. So today also after the Buddha Puja, uh, we do conduct the special Dhamma sermon. So, and also today Buddha Puja and the Dhamma Desana, Dhamma sermon is sponsoring families are Mrs. Francis Samaratunga, Prabhat, Vidya, and their two daughters, Pravina and Celeste Samaratunga. In order to transfer merits to their late Mr. Bandhu Samaratunga and Miss Vidya Javardhana, remembering their beloved mother and father, SDH Javardhana and Mrs. Javardhana, to transfer merit to them, and also Mallika Amarasinghe, Saman Amarasinghe, Pranita and Seth Amarasinghe, and Seth, their son, Seth Amarasinghe. They also especially sponsoring this Dharma Desana and Buddha Puja offering. And also Miss Dunya and Mr. Vatsala and their son Thimat Vitanagi, Chamari Susanta and their daughter Tashi and son Nigel Karunaratna, and Anoma Vishan and Alicia Chandra Jasundar. They are going to transfer merits their beloved late father, Mrs. Chamari Karunaratna, Shelton Wickremage, and they also blessings transfer blessings towards their Sila Brahmana, Sarat Jayasundara, and wishing them healthy and long life by doing this wonderful meritorious action. And also Mrs. Sudarshi and Mr. Buddhi Gunawardhana. So especially they celebrate their wedding anniversary, and uh, we bless them, uh, and also they transfer merits their departed relatives, grandmother, late Mrs. Sumana Veerasekara, and all the departed relatives, including their ancestors. So, dear Dhamma friends, these are the sponsoring families, and also in this moment, many of our members, supporters, usually join uh, this special offering and Dhamma sermon. So we would like to bless them, and we would like to transfer merits those who departed relatives. We wish them be well, happy, and peaceful, and ultimate peace, and ultimate attain Nibbana. So, having this aspiration, compassionate thought, please let's do the offering to the Buddha, pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, uh, and bring. I would like to invite you all, bring your mind to this moment, and remember the great teacher, the Buddha, the qualities of the Buddha. So this is the opportunity. So you know that we got the human, we born as a human being, and we meet the great teacher, the Buddha. So it is very happy and very important moment. You know that when we do any kind of offering to the Buddha, we can accumulate wholesome deeds. So all these merits we can transfer to our departed relatives as well. So having this thought, please join for the recitation. First, we are going to recite, pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. After then, we will be continuing with the offerings. Okay, please say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස ඉතිපිසෝ භගවාරහං සම්මා සම්බුන්දෝ විද්‍යාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදෝ අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්ම සාරති සත්හා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ පනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතම්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨපුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති sadhu sadhu sadhu. Please repeat after me. Offering lights. Ganasarappadittena Deepena tamadangtina Tiloka dipang sambundang Pujayami tamonodang. Offering flowers. Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami muning dassa siripada saroruhe. Offering water. Sugandang sitalang kapang pasanna madurang subang paniya metang bhagava patigannatu muttama. Offering soft drinks. Adivasetuno bante gilana paccayan imang anukampang padaya patiganhatu muttama. අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ බේසජ්ජං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු මුත්තම අදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ සබ්බං සද්ධාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු මුත්තම. Offering incense සුගන්ධිකාය වදනං අනන්ත ගුණගන්ධිනා සුගන්ධිනාහං ගන්ධේන පූජයාමි තථාගතං. මාගේ ස්වාමියෝ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ අනන්ත බුදුගුණ ඇතිසේක. සියලු දෙව් මිනිසුන්ගේ පූජාවට පත් වූසේක. එසේ අනන්ත ගුණ ඇති බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේට අප විසින් පිළියෙල කරන ලද මේ මල් පූජාව මේ පැන් පූජාව මේ ආලෝක පූජාව මේ ගිලන්පස පූජාව මේ බෙහෙත් පූජාව මේ සුවඳ දුම් පූජාව පූජා කරමි. පූජාම වේවා පූජාම වේවා. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's worship to the Chaitya Vandanava relics and the Bodhi Vandanava Bodhi tree. Vandhami chetiyang sambang sabbhatane supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada yassa mule nisingnova sabbhari vijayannaka patto sabbhang yutang sattha vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita ahampite namassami bodhi raja namassute kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang accayan kamami bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang accayan kamami dhamma sandittika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang අච්චයං කමමේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර සාදු සාදු සාදු. Transferring merits to the deities and the departed relatives. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක සාසනං. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක සාසනං. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්칸තු ලෝක සාසනං. ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ. ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ. ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ. සාදු සාදු සාදු. නමස්කාර වේවා බුදුරුවනට සැමදා මම බුදු සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා ධම්රුවනට සැමදා මම ධම් සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා සංඝරුවනට සැමදා මම සංඝ සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා තුනුරුවනට සැමදා මම තිසරණ සරණ යමි. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I pay homage to the worthy one, fully enlightened one, perfectly enlightened one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. තෙරුවන් සරණයි වාසනාවන්ත පින්වත්නි. 2020 අවුරුද්දේ අගෝස්තු මාසයේ 8 වෙනිදා සතියන්ත සෙනසුරාදා පවත්වන වස් කාලය තුල සිදු කරන විශේෂ බුද්ධ පූජා සහ විශේෂ ධර්ම දේශනා වැඩසටහන සඳහායි පින්වත් ඔබ හැම දෙනාම සම්බන්ධ වෙලා සිටින්නේ. අද මේ උතුම් පින්කමේ දායකත්වයේ දරන අපේ ෆ්‍රාන්සිස් සමරතුංග මෑණියන්, ප්‍රනීත නෝනා මහත්මියගේ සහ ප්‍රභාත් මහත්මයාගේ ආදරණීය මව්තුමිය, ඒ පවුලේ අය බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා පරලෝසපත් වුණු බන්දු සමරතුංග ඒ පියතුමන්ට මහත්මයාන්ට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න අද දවසේ. ඉතින් ඒ මිය ගියපු සිරුර හාවර්ඩ් මෙඩිකල් ස්කූල් එකට ලබා දීලා අධ්‍යාපනය ලබන දරුවන්ට ඒ සඳහා ඒ කටයුතු සිද්ධ කරන්නට යෙදුනා මහත්මයාගේ අවසන් දේහ කටයුතු. ඉතින් අපි අද දවසේ බන්දු සමරතුංග මහත්මයා ගුණ සිහිපත් කළ එතුමාට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඉතින් සමන් මහත්මයාත් ප්‍රණීත නෝනාත් අපේ බොස්ටන් බෞද්ධ විහාරස්ථානයේ ආරම්භ කරපු තමන්ගේ නිවස ඉස්සර වෙලාම පන්සල පටන් ගන්න ඒ තමන්ගේ නිවස තමයි අපිට ලබා දුන්නේ මහා සංඝරත්නයට වැඩයින්. ඒ නිසා අපි හැමදාම ඒ පවුලේ හැම දිනාටම අපි ආශිර්වාද කරනවා, පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරනවා. බුද්ධ ශාසනය වෙනුවෙන් නිරතුරුවම හැම වෙලාවෙම ඒ ආරම්භ කරපු ගමන අපේ බොස්ටන් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ ඒ ශාසනික දෙන ධෛර්යය අපි පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනාත්මකව අද දවසේ සිහිපත් කරනවා. සමන් අමරසිංහ මහත්මයා, ප්‍රණීතා නෝනා මහත්මිය, ඒ වගේම ඒ පවුලේ සෙත් ඒ පුතුණුවන්. ඒ වගේම විද්‍යා ජයවර්ධන නෝනා මහත්මිය, ප්‍රභාත් මහත්මයා ඒ තමන්ගේ දූ දෙපළත් ඒ හැම දිනම අද දවසේ සිහිපත් කරනවා. ඉතින් ඒ අයට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදන ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් විද්‍යා නෝනා මහත්මියගේ ස්ඩීඑච් ජයවර්ධන තාත්තාටත් ඒ වගේම ජයවර්ධන මහත්මියගේ මව්තුමියටත් පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම දුන්‍යා නෝනා මහත්මියත් වත්සල මහත්මයාත් තමන්ගේ පුතා තිමත් පුතුණුවනුත් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා අද දවසේ මේ පූජාවට ධර්ම දේශනාවට දායකත්වයෙන් දරනවා. ඉතින් අපි වත්සල මහත්මයාත් දුන්‍යා නෝනා මහත්මිය හැම දිනාටම පවුලේ සියලු දෙනාටම ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. තමන්ගේ පවුලේ මව්දෙමව්පියන්ටත් දුක් නිරෝගී සුව ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ වගේම චමරි නෝනා මහත්මිය සුසන්ත මහත්මයා තමන්ගේ දුව තාෂි සහ පුතා නයිජර් මේ අය අද සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා මේ උතුම් පින්කමේ දායකත්වයෙන් දරනවා. ඉතින් චමරි නෝනා මහත්මිය තමන්ගේ ෂෙල්ටන් වික්‍රමගේ තාත්තාට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම අනෝමා නෝනා මහත්මිය ඒ තමන්ගේ වීෂන් ඇලිසියා ඒ වගේම චන්ද්‍රා ජයසුන්දරේ මහත්මිය ඒ පවුලේ අය සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා අද දවසේ මේ උතුම් පින්කමට. ඒ සීලා බ්‍රාහ්මණ සරත් ජයසුන්දර මේ කියන අයට දීර්ඝායුෂ නිරෝගී සුව ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ වගේම සුදර්ශී නෝනා මහත්මිය සහ බුද්ධි ගුණවර්ධන මහත්මයා අද දවසේ මේ උතුම් පින්කමේ දායකත්වයෙන් දරනවා. ඒ දෙපළගේ විවාහ සංවත්සරයට ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න විශේෂයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම එමිය ගියපු තමන්ගේ ආත්තම්මාට සුමනා වීරසේකර ඒ මෑණියන්ට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරන්නත්. ඒ වගේම කුමාරි අතුරුපාන ඒ පවුලේ ඒ අයට ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. අද ඒ ආශිර්වාදයත් අද දවසේ මේ උතුම් පින්කමේ දායකත්වයෙන් දරන පින්වත් හැම දිනාටම අපි තුනුරුවන් සතු අනන්ත බුදු ගුණානුභාව බලයෙන් සියලු යහපත ආශිර්වාදය ලැබේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා අධිෂ්ඨාන කරනවා. පින්වතුනි, දැන් අපිට ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ අදට නියමිත ධර්ම දේශනාව ආරම්භ කරන්නට. Dear Dhamma friends, now I very respectfully invite abbot of American Buddhist Seminary and Meditation Center, West Sacramento in California, Professor Most Venerable Avasarai Madawala Sela Vimala Nayaka Mahathero to deliver the Dhamma sermon right now. එහෙමයි නායක හඳුනන ඇහෙනවා.
Everyone, please recite Namo Tassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapama datthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gaccantu devata saddhammang munirajassa sunantu saggamukhadang dhammasavana kalu ayang bhadanta Dhammasavana kalu ayang bhadanta Dhammasavana kalu ayang bhadanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Kayena sangvaro sadhu sadhu acaya sangvaro Manasa sangvaro sadhu sadhu sabbatha sangvaro sabbatta sangvaro bhikkhu sabbha dukkha pamunchati sadhana. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I like to express my happiness for Saman and Pranita for getting together with their close family members, Prabhat and the mother, Pranita's mother, Ransi Mrs. Ransi Samaratunga, and Saman's mother, Mrs. Mallika Amarasinghe, and Saman and Pranita's son, Saman's Pranita's brother, Prabhat and Vidya, And all these people got together and planned this very valuable, very beneficial Dhamma talk that is beneficial to yourself and your friends who are invited to join this Dhamma talk. And there's always a reason for it, but whatever the reason is, getting some venerable monk to teach a little bit of Dhamma and share that Dhamma with your family and friends. It's an amazing thing to happen in a time like this, in a world like this. Because Dhamma that you are listening is something that is extremely rare in this world. Because of the lack of Dharma knowledge, a lot of people in our society experience so much frustration and fears and problems and many other difficulties in life. But those who have the knowledge of Dhamma become able to avoid all those difficulties and frustrations and fears, because Dhamma is the method of living effectively and correctly, so that you don't have to experience that many frustrations and fears. Dhamma means the technical knowledge how life works. If you have the technical knowledge of how your car works, you would not have that many problems with your car, like suddenly stopping in the freeway because of not having gas, maybe getting the engine heat up because there is no enough water in the engine, carburetor, and if the battery is too old and not working too well, you can have all kinds of problems. But if you have the knowledge, technical knowledge of how a car works, often you check the water, often you check the battery, often you check the gas, and make sure things are functioning too well, so you don't have to experience too much frustration on your journey in your car, with your car. That is why it is so amazing that someone like the Buddha arise in the world and teach the Dhamma. And luckily, after 2,600 years later, we are still exposed to this Dhamma to make our lives easier and better and functions properly. When you have the technical knowledge of how life works, that is the most important knowledge for anyone. Why? Everybody may not have a car. Everybody may not have a camera or video recorder or anything like that. But everybody has a life. You may be Buddhist, You may be Hindu, you may be Christian, you may be Muslim, you may be American, you may be Indian, you may be Mexican, you may be Japanese or Chinese. No matter who you are possessing a life, you are having a life, and you are living a life. We are using this life for our happiness. We are trying to gain happiness by using this life correctly. But how many of us know how to use life correctly? How to find out, solve some day to day problems, right? So it's a common thing that we go to a psychiatrist or for counseling, for getting some support from them to fix our problems in our lives. But that also does not work always. So if you know how to troubleshoot your own family problems, your own difficulties at work, your own difficulties in day to day life, that whole knowledge you have already, and those people know how to do troubleshoot, they fix their own um, lives and get going smoothly and happily and joyfully. So, when we were young, even maybe Saman and Pranita in the high school in Sri Lanka, there was a question, is in our Buddhism class for HSC, maybe advanced level or uh, general exam, uh, we have a question, is Buddhism a religion or a philosophy? So we have to answer, and we give a good answer, and we get A for this answer. But now we have learned so much about our own Buddhism, teachings of the Buddha. Buddhism is not a very good word, teachings of the Buddha. So when I came to America, about the same time that someone came, maybe a little bit earlier, I came 42 years ago. I think someone came about 40 years ago, I'm not sure. But around the same time, I know them for a long, long time. And even at that time, we heard that, oh, Buddhism is great philosophy, not necessarily a religion, but it is more like a way of life. How so? Later on, I started thinking, looking at the Buddha's original teaching, I found out that Buddha is talking about the mind and how mind works, how mind could be dysfunctional, how you fix it. Those are the three things that Buddha had taught. So I used to tell my American students, yes, Buddhism is somewhat you have religious aspect, but it is more like a philosophy. But it is more than a philosophy. It is a psychoanalysis, analyzing how the mind works. And one part of the Buddha's teaching is psychoanalysis, That is first noble truth and the second noble truth. And the third noble truth and the fourth noble truth is psychotherapy. So I used to tell them Buddhism, it's a psychoanalysis and psychotherapy. Why? When you live a life, like in your car, the most important part of the car is the engine. If the engine is running smoothly, all the other cosmetic things you can take care of. So, what is the engine of a life when we live? It's all mind. Our mind is the one that controls everything in life. So, therefore, Buddha taught everything about mind because everything in life is controlled by the mind. As you know, mano pubbangama dhamma, mano setta manomaya, manasache paduttena, manasache pasannena, all these gathas also that you know from the high school, they are teaching all this. Then later on, I started looking more at the Dhamma closely and I changed. Buddhism, psychoanalysis and psychotherapy, then Westerners would think that their psychology and their psychotherapy is still in low level of development, and Buddhism is this kind of psychotherapy and psychoanalysis. No. So therefore, I thought Buddhism actually, now I'm telling you, is the manual, not the regular manual that small manual that you get when you buy a car or something that some machine, you get a manual. Some manuals are maybe 10, 15, 20 pages. But if you, that is useful. That's pretty good manual because something little goes wrong, you can fix it. You can also maintain correctly while you are using the vehicle or the machine. That manual is pretty good. But if you go to the mechanics who is fixing Mercedes or BMW or something like that, has a manual which is 100 times bigger than the manual that you get when you buy a car. Owner's manual. That's an owner's manual. That is good. But that simple manual is very helpful. But in case of the manual for life that is developed by the Buddha was so huge, meaning every little mechanical problem of life is addressed by the Buddha. He gave a very simple 20 minutes talk, which is called First Sermon of the Buddha, condensed form of everything about life that was found in Dhamma Chakka Pavattana Sutta, that is the Four Noble Truth and the Eightfold Path and all the main things like that. But after he gave the first sermon, he took 45 more years to explain that in detail. So that is the type of manual that we have as Buddhists to use to have a perfect life possible. What is the perfect life? Even the arahant means perfect. Huh? Our goal is to be perfect, mean arahant as Buddhist. That means we want a life that is completely and fully functioning without any error somewhere along the line. That's an arahant. Arahant does not get into problems like we do. In our case, we are not arahant yet, but the Buddha's manual is something that we can use to make our life perfect, not only fix here and there, but also make it perfect. That means make ourselves fully enlightened, perfectly functioning uh, mechanical object, a human being, perfectly functioning mechanical object is a human being when you become an arahant. You have an engine, you have all the other parts that goes with the engine. So the software is the one that running the computer, and hardware is all the supportive and necessary other conditions to get things done. So Buddha found out that every human being is a mechanical object with software and hardware. So he paid more attention how to fix our software and overcome lot of problems that we experience in our computer called life. So what is the software? It's called Nama. In Buddhism, Nama means software. Rupa means hardware. So what are the most effective parts of the hardware? All the sensory objects besides the heart and the brain. Buddha also paid attention to heart and the brain. Besides the heart and the brain, we have all the sensory organs that we connect our system to the external world. That is our internet connection. So in our sensory organs like eye, nose, ear, tongue, skin, and all that type of six sensory organs are functioning, our system includes hardware and software. Our system connect to the external world. Outside of me, I have my family, my friends, my, in your case, your wife, your husband, your children, and your parents and grandparents. You're constantly connecting your system to the other systems like your parents and family and friends and co-workers and so on. So therefore, one time the Buddha said that we should always have wholesome people to associate. If you connect your system, your computer, to a pretty badly used, taken care of computer with full of viruses and other um, other things that create problems. If you connect your computer to this type of computer, it is so easy for you to get your computer contaminated with all the viruses and other things, right? And therefore, Buddha always say, if you connect your system to some other system, make sure those systems are well taken care of systems. Who are these? Kalyana Mitra, refined systems, good people. If your friend is constantly having anger and frustration and jealousy and fear and cruelty and all these um, malware, don't hang out with a person like that, because it's so easy for your system to get contaminated. That's why Buddha Hamduro said, Asevanacha Balanam, Panditanancha Sevana. If you connect your system to any other system, make sure that system is well taken care of system. Pandita means refined people, nice people. So all our children who are listening to the Dhamma talk should know that Buddhism is not a belief system like other religions. Why? Your manual that you get with your little computer or some other little mechanical thing, it's not something to believe, something you can test for yourself. And when you use a manual, you keep the object right next to you, and this button is to turn the volume on, this button is to turn the volume down, this button is to zoom out, this button is to zoom down in the uh, manual it says. And you look at the manual, look at the object and learn. So that is how we learn Buddhism. It's nothing to do with the belief system that uh, some divine being or any other being sent to us through the Buddha. No. Buddha has done all the experimentations and observations from the traditional point of view, millions of kalpas. He had been studying and studying and studying and observing and observing and observing and spending in the lab so many hours. And finally, under the Bodhi tree, he put all the final pieces together. And then he said, wow, Eureka, I am the Buddha. I became the Buddha. Now I know exactly how every little aspect of our life works. So if anything goes wrong, I know how to fix it. I know how easily that certain thing can go wrong, and I know uh, how to avoid this experiencing of these problems. And then he said, Buddhoham, I am the Buddha until I completely figured out all these little pieces of the puzzle and put them together. Then only I claim in this world with other religions, other religious teachers, devas, celestial beings, brahmas, super celestial beings, maras, evil ones, all beings, above all beings in this world with all these different beings. Now I know for sure that I completely understood what life is all about, how life is working, and how can we make it perfect. So that is what he claimed in the first sermon of the Buddha, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. until I am fully convinced that I know all the little details that is related to this so called life, I never declared anywhere in this world that I am the Buddha. But now I say it because I know. So when we see that Buddha has constantly encouraged all of us not just to blindly believe it, but you try it and uh, test it for yourself. And all the other religions in the world are teaching you to believe certain things without any reason, without any causes and conditions. This happen. This is how it is, and you have to believe it. And everything that these religions teaches you is based on that belief, that main belief that you cannot verify. You cannot find out if it is factual or not. And for all those religions, that is not even important. You don't have to see if it is factual or not. In the Buddha's teaching, it's not like that. If anyone say this is how it works, there is some person or some being who is guiding you, then you have to find out if actually this person is there or not. Then they say that there's a person who is taking care of everything, and around this person, they have so many things attributed to him. But one time, Buddha said there was a man who is making a staircase. Why are you making the staircase? I am going to go to heaven. I go up the heaven. And do you know where the heaven is? No, I don't know. But then how do you go to the heaven with this staircase that you are making? Ladder like thing, huh? I don't know, but I want to go and find out. So then I said, I'm going to marry the most beautiful girl in the world after climbing. Have you seen her? Do you know where she is? Have you heard there is such a girl exist? No, but I'm going to find out. But how do you find out? By climbing on the staircase. The wrong method of experimenting, you cannot go up to heaven because you don't know where the heaven is for the first place. And you don't know how to go to heaven using a ladder. So there are many other ways maybe to go to heaven, but not by using a ladder. But it doesn't matter to these people. So that is how. But Buddhism does not encourage that kind of beliefs. So this is a few words for the children. So all the children who are Buddhist should be very, very proud of yourself for being Buddhist or being born in a Buddhist family. Or some of you are born in a Christian family, but still have some access to Dharma, Buddha's teaching. They are very lucky also. Because we are not totally blind when we accept something or believe something. That is Buddhist. So Buddha says if you want to find out, for example, Remember, Buddha took Venerable Ananda, he took his finger and went to heaven and show him these beautiful ladies in the heaven who were much more beautiful than his fiancée in the world, human world. How did he go? He developed a tool. What is the name of the tool? The psychic powers. Iddhivida. Iddhivida means performing psychic actions. So you can develop that tool. Buddha said, I developed that tool. Many of my disciples developed that tool. That tool, any of you can develop the same tool if anyone want. And this is how you develop the tool. If you want to see a planet that is newly found somewhere far away in the sky, you cannot climb a staircase and find that planet. You have to have a nice, well-built, very, very advanced telescope. So if you have a telescope, yeah, you can see this planet that is maybe 1,000, 10,000, maybe 100,000 miles away, or maybe millions of miles away, right? So now we have built that type of telescopes. And if you want to see coronavirus, you look at your hand and you cannot tell. You picked up the coronavirus when you were shopping at the grocery store. No, you cannot tell. But if you put your hand under a very good microscope, you can see for yourself that your hand is contaminated by coronavirus while you are out of your house. And keep your hand clean, wash it with soap, and then you'll be fine. So, and then after you wash it and you put it under the microscope again, and you see, oh, it is gone. But you have to have the tools. Lot of things that Buddha say is using the tools, just like scientists are telling us that there is a virus like this, and it is uh, very harmful. It make you sick, and these are the symptoms. And this is how the virus is transmitting from one person to the other. And all these things are discovered by the Buddha, by the scientists through right tools. They have to use tools for this. So the Buddhist develop psychic skills, and Buddha says, just like maybe Stanford has this beautiful, powerful telescope, and they can tell, okay, you can develop the telescope in Boston. This is how we did it, and all what you need is to put this together like this, and it's a lot of hard work and a lot of money involved, but you can do it. So this is exactly what the Buddha taught us. Now today's Dhamma talk is actually, we didn't come to the main topic. I want to get your attention to this because it is getting too late, and since a lot of children are there, this topic I selected mostly for the children, but it is equally valuable to every one of us. This is what the Buddha said. This is from Dhammapada. Some of the Buddha's amazing statements, almost like punchlines, are collected in this book called Dhammapada. And there are 4 lines of verses where you can sing, and you can memorize easily because they are composed in a very nice manner. Mano pubbangama dhamma, nahi vere na verani. We all remember most of the people who are listening to this Dhamma talk remember these wonderful teachings of the Buddha exactly the way he said it. Now this is one. No, this is the one of them. This is from Dhammapada. Kayena sangvaro sadhu sadhu vachaya sangvaro manasa sangvaro sadhu sadhu sabbhatta sangvaro sabbhatta sangvaro bhikkhu sabba dukkha uh, pamucchati. On that is the words that Buddha said. It is wonderful to restrain your body. If you don't restrain, meaning you don't refine the activity of the body, that is called restraining, means making it uh, calm and efficient without letting it do things that are harmful to yourself and harmful to others. So sangvara means restrainment, refinement. Sadhu vachaya sangvaro, it is wonderful to restrain your speech, the way you talk. Refine, it is wonderful to refine the way you talk to your mother and your father and your family and your friends and your teachers. So if you refined it, it's so wonderful. Manasa sangvaro sadhu, if you refine your mind, control your mind is also, you can say, but controlling is not a very good way. Restraining is good. Restraining your mind is something that is wonderful, because my followers who restrain their bodily activities, verbal activities means what they say, and mental activities, what they think, if they refine them, my disciples are guaranteed to be happy and peaceful and free from frustrations and fear. Sabba dukkha pavanchati. See, very simple 4 lines, and great message was given. Now this is a theory. Buddha's teaching, just like any other science, has the theoretical side and the practical side. Theory, this is the theory. Now, what is the practical side? You know, the Vidya Charana Sampanno. Buddha is endowed with Vidya, means science, you know. Charana means practical knowledge. So, scientific knowledge, that means theoretical knowledge, and the practical knowledge is the main two parts of the Buddha's teaching that we are following. We get the point, and then we have to go to the lab and test it for yourself, and we find out, yes, that theory works. So if you are using body efficiently and nicely, as opposed to rudely and carelessly, if you use your language kindly and nicely and softly and gently, as opposed to using your words carelessly with cuss words and harsh words and lying and gossiping and all that kind of things, then if your mind is, words are so refined and proper, never lie using your words, never gossip using your words, never being rude with your language, then you are guaranteed to be problem free, free of a lot of problems that you experience at your school, at your work, at your home. So now I have only short time. According to the Buddha, how do you make yourself refined in your body? How do you make your life refined in your words? Mainly, I pay attention to these two. The mind part maybe is a big, big area to deal with, but this part I want to focus in this 10 minutes. You have to use a tool. If you want to fix your plumbing problem in your kitchen, you need to use tools to unscrew the pipe and find a little washer and go to, and you have to have all those stuff. And then you use them correctly and you fix, the problem is gone. How do you make unrefined person who is constantly use their body to get drunk, beat up other people, use knives and weapons and guns, and other people go shoot around? That's a wrong use of the body. And there are a lot of people um, in this country that we know, their bodily activities, their way that they use their body is for selling drugs, and taking drugs, and stealing and killing and hurting and all that kind of things. How do you turn this animal, if you want to call, it's a too harsh word, but very unpolished, unrefined person into a very polished, very nice, very reliable, very lovable person? How do you turn? You need a tool. How do you change this person who constantly lie to everyone, constantly say, bad things about others and gossip about others? How do you change this person constantly use rude, harsh words, cuss words, you know? And so this is very simple for us as Buddhist. I cannot necessarily train somebody else, because this person has to train that person himself. If you are stealing and I cannot give you some ideas, but you're not going to listen, you're not going to change. But after you explain the behavior of this person and give some ideas to improve his behavior from bad to nice, I call it nice, huh? Nice person and bad person. So, what is the tool that you need? Everybody in this world who want to change their behavior, change their habits, they need to use one thing: sincerely and efficiently. What is that one thing? It is called resolution. Resolution. I have been too harsh to my mom all this time. I found out that it was not nice, but I cannot change because I have been doing this, and I'm used to it, and I always do it without even thinking. So Buddha would say, okay, you need to use a resolution and write it down on a paper and put it in front of your mirror, and you look at it in the morning, look at it in the afternoon, look at it every time when you come to the room for something, and look at it and look at it, put it into your mind again and again. What is the rule? What is the resolution? I am not going to yell at my mother anymore. You write it, put it there. You try to follow it every day, every time that you are going to yell at your mom that you have been doing all this time. Okay, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do this. So, this resolution that goes into your system immediately block you from doing something that you don't want to do, because this new resolution that you are installing in your brain become effective after a while. So every person who want to change any behavior, suppose one of our students is sleeping late, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and they are constantly, what are they doing? Texting with their friends, and they go to sleep maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and very hard to get up in the morning and get things done and go to school if the school is there. Luckily, you don't have school these days, but even if you have the online classes, so you have to be prepared by that time, and none of these are there. So you come up with your own resolution. No matter what, I am going to sleep by 11 so I can wake up freshly in the morning. You wrote the resolution yourself. You came up with your own. Okay? So, what happened? If you follow this, you make mistakes, errors, you go past 11 o'clock one day, and next day you try to stick into your rule, your own guideline, and you do it, and then keep doing it. You fail, but you try again. You fail, but you try again. After a while, you become good at going to sleep by 11, 11:30 instead of staying late and texting and chatting with your friends. So you change your habit. What was the tool that you used to help yourself? Resolution. Anything, anywhere, any part of the world, good or bad, if you want to change your behavior to be good or to be better, you have to have a resolution. And then that resolution is going to help you to get out of that mess that you are in. Now, in Buddhism today, we observe five precepts. Five precepts at the beginning of this Dhamma talk, and even before when Panya Sirihamduro started the puja hour, you observe five precepts two times. That's fine. If your mom is a good mom, the dad, they get you to observe five precepts in the morning, and they get you to recite five precepts in the evening. Why? These five precepts are the resolutions to guarantee that your life is safe, your life is secure, your life is very refined, your life is so cultured. These five guidelines that Buddha suggested for you, these are coming from the Buddha, but he did not mean to give you as orders or rules. That is why you say, Panatipata Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhyami. I am going to follow this guideline. I am going to follow my resolution of not hurting any other beings. I'm going to follow this resolution. That is what it said. Samadhiyami means I'm going to follow. Just like that person who want to stop staying up late came up with a resolution that is his or her own resolution. These resolutions are only suggested by the Buddha, but your own resolutions. So if you follow these resolutions, 5 resolutions, what happened? It guarantees that you are very respectable, you are lovable, you are a very refined person in your family, in your school, in your area, in your work situation. So what what is the guarantee of 5 precepts? Make you a nice person, make you a lovable person. Only if you are a nice person, you become a lovable person. If you go to your friend's house and you steal your friend's mom's jewelry and go home, do they respect you anymore? Do they love you anymore? Do they welcome you anymore? No, they find out that you have stolen your friend's mom's jewelry. No. And if you come drunk and hang out with your children, no, you don't. They don't want you. They don't respect you. They don't love you. They don't accept you. Why? You are a, uh, you know, alcoholic, or you are a drug addict, something like that. So if you follow the 5 guidelines, that means you become a very nice person. Do you have to be a Buddhist? No, 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 no. You can be a Muslim, you can be a Hindu, you can be a Catholic. Doesn't matter what you are. If you follow 5 guidelines, 5 resolutions that Buddha suggested you to follow, saying that if you follow this, you become a very nice person, and your lot of your problems will go away, and you will be very safe because you will have no enemies. If you follow 5 precepts, you don't have enemies who want to kill you. That's why those who deal drugs and all kinds of people are in very danger, and they get shot um, very easily by your own enemies because they are into these unpleasant, unrefined activities, bodily activities, and verbal activities. So these 5 precepts, simple 5 precepts for anyone. Precepts is not a good word. When you see the precepts restrict your life, no. When you, some of you know how to drive, maybe you are already 16, maybe 17, you know how to drive. And before you drive, you learn the driving, text. So handbook for drivers. And when you see the red light, you stop. When you see the stop sign, you stop. When you see the speed limit, you follow the speed limit. These are um, guidelines. Resolutions are guidelines for yourself. If you follow the guideline, you are safe. If you don't follow the guidelines, you get into accident very easily or any other trouble. Police could stop you and give you a huge ticket if you speed and in the wrong place, right? And so the guidelines are there to protect you from trouble, not to make your life too restrict, not to control your life, but to make sure that you are safe and person next to you is safe. Remember, 5 precepts make you safe, make your mom safe, make your family safe, dad safe, other people safe, your friends safe. If you break those guidelines, you are in danger, they are in danger. You are putting everybody in danger. So Is this for only Buddhist? No. Buddha's teaching is not only for Buddhist, because it's a manual for anyone who has life, right? And Buddhists have life, and everybody else have life. And if the Buddhist life is different from Christian's life or Muslim's life, no, life is exactly the same. So you eat and they eat, right? And you sleep, they sleep, right? You go to school, they go to school. And you go to work, they go to work. No difference. And you get angry, they get angry. So if you don't get angry, you are lucky. If they don't get angry, they are lucky. So do you have to be a Buddhist? No. So you remember now, huh? And I have a lot of other things to tell you about this. Mm, following resolutions. 5 precepts are resolutions for your life, for the whole life, for anyone in this world, not only for Buddhist. What we make it Buddhist? How do we make it Buddhist? Before we remind ourselves about the 5 resolutions, what do? Namo tassa bhagavato arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Buddhan saranam gacchami, Dhamman saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. So this is going for refuge. If you go for refuge, Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, you are not only following these 5 guidelines, you are opening up yourself for many other hundreds and hundreds of guidelines that secure your life by learning the Dhamma, by paying respect to the Buddha, you learn the Dhamma. And you go to the monks and you go to the enlightened beings and see how they behave and how they live so peacefully and joyfully, and that's an inspiration for you. So Buddhan Saranam Gacchami, Dhamman Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, make 5 resolutions Buddhist. That's only for us. But anybody else don't have to add Buddhan Saranam, Dhamman Saranam, Sangham Saranam. You don't have to say if you are a Christian or a Muslim, but you have to look at the 5 guidelines and follow it, and you are safe, and your mom is safe. Everybody else around you is safe. That's so simple. So, Sangvara, being refined. So now one more thing. Now this 1 hour and 5 minutes, I give you very short, quick idea. So if you something related to that, I already said. If anyone follow the 5 guidelines, regardless of 3 refuge, Buddhan Saranam, Dhamman Saranam, Sangham Saranam, if anybody follow 5 resolutions for life for anyone, that person is giving a great gift to your family and friends. Today, Saman and Pranita got together with the family, Prabhat and Vidya and Amma, 2 Ammas, and all of you got together, and you are giving a gift. What is the gift? Gift of Dharma. Gift of Dharma is very valuable gift, because those who learn Dhamma improve their quality of lives and make their lives better and more joyful. Only Dharma can do it. So by inviting me to give a Dhamma talk to yourself and your friends in the area, that means you are sharing Dhamma. Now when you follow 5 guidelines, you are giving a gift. That gift is called, I'm going to tell you, Abhaya Dana. Abhaya Dana. You know, in Sri Lanka, when we say Abhaya Dana, you go to the butcher's shop or something, this animal is going to be killed in 10 minutes from now, and you pay the money, huge money for the animal, like the cow or something, and you take the cow and let him free. That is called abedana in our culture now. You see that this whole bunch of fish in the tank, and you know that the people come to the restaurant and they are going to kill them. And when they order fish, and before they kill the fish, you pay the money and you take them and put them in a little fish bowl and take them to the river and send them off. That is abedana. But abaya means fearlessness. If you are a person who is following 5 guidelines of a good person, you are giving a great gift of fearlessness to your family and your friends. If the husband is constantly stealing and womanizing and taking drugs and alcohol, he goes to work, and mother and the children are at home, and he's getting late, and there's fire in their hearts. What happened to your father? What happened to my husband? He's still late. Normally he doesn't come that late. But you know that he's a womanizer. You know that he's a drug addict. You know that he's stealing left and right from anyone. He could get into trouble. He may be in jail by now. That's why he's late. That's a great fear for a wife. But if the mother and the children know that my father, my husband, would never do anything wrong like that, so I know for sure he's safe. So he may be late because of traffic or something else, but he will be here soon. So that is Abhaya Dana. Those who follow 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 10 precepts, maybe more precepts like monks or nuns, naturally give everyone around them the gift of fearlessness, abhayadana, abhayadana. So isn't that such a wonderful thing that you can, dana is always a very valuable thing that bring you a lot of profit for yourself. Every time when you give dana, you become profitable because you are letting go, you are learning to let go. So it is a very important asset that you have to be able to let go. This is another Dhamma discussion, Dhamma talk, how it become an asset to be able to let go of what you think is yours, what you think is yours. So I think this house is mine, but if it is burned down, next time when I come from our school or something, and I just let it go. That's okay. Then you start building something new and finding another shelter or something, and you won't be hurt, you won't be damaged, you won't be devastated by the fact that your house is burned because you are able to let go. So anyway, today, Saman and Pranita, together with their 2 moms, Ransi Samaratunga and how the Mallika Amarasinghe, and your son, Seth, and then Prabhat, that is uh, Pranita's brother, and then Vidya, and all of you got together and did the amazing deed, act, amazing thing to do as a smart person, smart people. Smart people always share something that is beneficial to oneself and everyone around you. That's what the smart person do. So this is a very smart thing to do, to invite a monk to give a Dhamma talk to your friends, and so you generate a lot of joy in your heart by doing so. That joy is called merit in Buddhism. So merit means you generate a lot of energy. When you think of doing something, you generate a lot of energy in your body, just like energy that you generate in your dead battery. If you charge your dead battery, it will be very powerful, and you can that battery charged battery is something that you can use for flashlight or radio or telephone or something. So now Saman and Pranita and everyone else, even the people who listen to this Dhamma talk, generated a lot of energy, positive energy. It's like plugging your phone into the outlet and recharge your phone or recharge your battery. That's what you did today by participating in this ceremony, by arranging this ceremony. Even Venerable Panyasiri has helped you to get this done, and all of you got together, and that is how valuable it is, because you charge your body. It is in your cells. When you charge your body, it is in your cells. So not just in your mind. So your brain is full of cells too, and you charge your body and your mind, and that charge lasts long time, because when something positive charge come like this, your life become very effective, like the battery is effective. So you will see for yourself, and if you pay attention, you will see how more effective yourself compared to the day that you uh, arrange the Dhamma talk for everyone, like today, and before and after you can tell if you're paying attention. So anyway, today you are all very lucky to generate so much positive energy. Energy is something that you can share with someone else or transfer to some other place without wire connection or with wire connection. Now in this case, what Saman and Pranita wants to do is basically thinking of Saman's father, Mr. Dharmasiri Amarasinghe, and Pranita's father, Kaudev. Pranita's father, Bandhu. Mr. Bandhu Samaratunga, who passed away a while ago, and I think I remember when Mr. Dharmasiri Amarasinghe passed away, I was in Berkeley, and maybe Saman and Pranita were in Stanford at that time, and I was part of the uh, ceremonies. And I'm very glad that I could get together with you and transfer merit to these two wonderful people. And beside that, Vidya's parents, that is Prabhat's wife, parents, HDH Javadana and Mrs. Violet Javadana, that is Vidya's parents, and we want to make sure that wherever they may be born at this time, they receive this merit that we are transferring. Merit means energy. This energy, they receive it and they get recharged, and their lives become easier and better as a result of the merit, positive energy that they receive. So that is one thing. And then besides that, Prabhat and Panita's uncle, Mr. Henry Jayamaha, passed away almost 7 days ago. Perfect time to transfer merit to Mr. Jayamaha, Henry Jayamaha. Mr. Henry Jayamaha, because around the seventh day, we have the tendency to think that they turn around and look towards their family members and friends for help. And when they are looking for help and when we give the help, they definitely receive the help. If they are not ready to receive our gift, our merit or positive energy, and if they are busy with other things, no matter how much we give, they don't get it. They cannot get it. So if they are born in heavenly existence, they are having fun in heaven. When you transfer merit after the pinkama, hadda was pinkama and tumma was pinkama, you do all these pinkams and transfer merit, they don't care and they don't get it. And if they are born in a difficult place and they are constantly looking for help from their family and friends, and then at that time, if you do hadda was pinkama and tumma was pinkama and avrudda pinkama, they will get it. So, Mr. Jamaha, it's lucky that we are giving a very special um, gift to um, Mr. Henry Jamaha, that is Prabhat and Pranita's uncle. And most importantly, um, Saman's mother uh, is experiencing difficulty with the health that comes with the age, and maybe Pranita's mother too. So we want to make sure by the power of the merit that we generate, may they be healthier and may they be stronger and may they live happily and joyfully for longer time. That is our wish, because when you have a lot of positive energy in your mind, such a wish will be very effective. So definitely, both moms get better and healthier and stronger for sure. And then Venerable Panyasiri mentioned earlier some other names who are participating in the evening Buddha Puja hour, and we mentioned their names: Chamari, Susanta, and Nigel, and Natasha. That's the Karunaratna family. And then Vitanage family, Dunya, Vatsala, and Nimat, and we want to wish them good health and happiness. And then Sudashi and Buddhika Gunavardhana, and we want to make sure they are happy also. And more importantly, if they have any deceased family member in their lives, we all have our uncles and aunties and parents and grandparents, and somebody died. And so if they are there, it is a great opportunity for us to share some merit with them and make their lives easier and better. So it's a good thing. So today, all of you are very lucky to be able to participate in Dhamma talk. I'm going a little bit too long, but uh, besides that, all of you who are participating in this Dhamma talk, maybe there are several other friends of Saman and Pranita and Ransi and Prabhat and all these people, and maybe the temple related members. They also have their own deceased family members, grandparents and parents and other people. May they also be happy and joyful by the power of the merit that we generate through listening to this Dhamma talk. May they be happy and joyful wherever they may be born at this time. By receiving the merit that we are sharing with them, may they be able to improve the quality of their lives. And finally, may they attain ultimate peace, which is Nibbana. With these thoughts in your mind, please recite the Gatha, Idam me jnati nang hotu, together. Idam me jnati nang hotu, sukhita huntu jnatayo. Idam me jnati nang hotu, sukhita huntu jnatayo. Idam me jnati nang hotu, sukhita huntu jnatayo. Let us also share the merit of all these activities, including the evening Buddha Puja that you participated earlier. You generated merit to the Buddha Puja also, and all these merits we share with all the devas, all the celestial beings, especially who are protecting all of you and your work situation and your children and their education and their safety. And may all those devas receive the merit that we are sharing with them, and may they bring additional protection to all of us and our family members and our friends and relatives. With these thoughts in our mind, please recite the Gatha Akasatta. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumuditva chirang rakkantu lokasasanang. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahiddhika Punyantang anumuditva chirang rakhantu desanang akasatta che bhummatta devanaga mahiddika Punyantang anumuditva chirang rakhantu mang parang sadhu sadhu sadhu. Also, when the mind is so well charged, your body is so well charged by positive energy, the merit that you made this evening, you can use that to make sure that one of the most important aspiration of your life will come true. That is to connect yourself only to good systems and to be able to away from keep your system away from bad systems. That means to have more and more wonderful, great, good quality people with a lot of wisdom and a lot of compassion and a lot of knowledge. And maybe always be able to stay away from unfortunate, unwise people who would bring misery and discomfort and frustration to our life. When you keep putting this into your mind, that is a resolution again. It will work by itself. So wherever you go, wherever you are going to be born in the future, you always be born with bunch of very nice people, and you even don't get to see these unfortunate, foolish people. So you stay away from them naturally, and you are safe, and your journey in the samsara is safe. So let us make the aspiration. As long as we live in this life and in the future lives, in this samsara, may we always have wonderful people as our close family and friends, and may we never have any unfortunate, unwise people in our close circle of family and friends. With these thoughts in our mind, let us recite the Gatha Imina Punya Kammena. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bal Samagamu Satang Samagamu Hotu Yava Nibbana Pattiya. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bal Samagamu Satang Samagamu Hotu Yava Nibbana Pattiya. Imina Punya Kammena Mame Bal Samagamu Satang Samagamu Hotu Yava Nibbana Pattiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Me Mahapunya Karmen. Kirimen Siddha Karagatta Silo Punya Sambar Dharme Balen. Me Pinkame Daakot Deru Hamadinatamat. Me Pinkam Sahabagu Anikut Hamadinatamat. සංසාර ඊටාම වාසනාවන්තමින් ගත කර අවසානයේ උතුම් නිර්වාණ සම්පත්තියම සාක්ෂාත් කර ගැනීමට මේ හැම දිනාටම ආධාරෝපකාර වේවා කියලා සාදු කියලා පින්නනවා. දැන් හොඳයි. බණ ඉවරයි යා.
Sadhu,
ගොඩක් දේ තිබුණ
sadhu,
කියන්න තින් කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ.
sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. එන හොඳයි.
Dear friends of the Dhamma, thank you very much for your participation today in the Saturday weekly program. We at the New England Buddhist Vihara and Meditation Center would like to, first of all, thank the Most Venerable Sila Vimala Naik Mahatero for delivering the Dhamma talk. Bhante Sila Vimala Thero has been a professor of Theravada Buddhism at the Institute of Buddhist Studies and graduate Theological Union affiliated with University of California, Berkeley. Bhante also the founder of the American Buddhist Seminary and spiritual director, West Sacramento, California. We would also like to thank the families that sponsored today's program. This concludes the program for today. May you be well, happy, and peaceful. Teruvan Saranai.
Sadhu sadhu. May you all be happy and well. Thank you. This is a short blessing for your parents, not only your parents, but for all of you also. Please put your palms together and receive the blessing, thinking that by the power of the blessing, may you always be healthy and happy and joyful. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Abhivadana silissa nityang vaddha pachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhambalang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
You all be happy and well. Wish you perfect health and a lot of good luck. Thank you very much for participating in the Dhammato.